My ex-wife sued me for child support with 50-50 custody, and the judge shut it down fast. My ex-wife Heather sued me for child support, even though we share custody 50-50. 3 years ago, when we divorced, we made the same money, had the same overnights with our 5-year-old daughter, and we both signed a deal that said no child support either way. It worked until Heather quit her job to find herself. After that, my phone started blowing up. "Send me $200 a month," she said. "You're better with money." I told her no. Our kid was fine, and the agreement was clear. She called me cheap, then said judges always side with moms. A week later, I got a formal letter from her lawyer saying she was taking me to court. Fine, I thought. If she wanted court, I'd show up ready for it. I'm obsessive about records. During the divorce, I learned that feelings don't matter in a courtroom. Paper does. So I pulled everything. Pay stubs, rent receipts, daycare and dance fees, groceries, doctor copays, school stuff, all of it. I printed bank statements and organized them by date. Heather's lawyer made a huge mistake right away. He filed the case without checking my real income. He guessed based on an old job title and claimed I made about 30% more than I do. He also listed half my actual bills. My lawyer read their filing and said, "This is sloppy. Let them walk into it." We still had to exchange financial forms before the hearing. I sent mine with backups. Heather sent hers late and missing pages. Her lawyer asked if we could simplify some expenses, like rent and childcare, as if those were optional. I said no and sent receipts again. Then Heather texted, "If you don't pay now, I'll make sure the judge knows you don't care about your daughter." I told her to stop and to keep our kid out of it. As the hearing got closer, Heather acted like she'd already won. She'd text, "Hope you're ready to pay," and she'd smirk at hiccups, like she couldn't wait to tell me I was wrong. My lawyer called a few days before court and said Heather's attorney wanted to settle. He'd finally realized Heather wasn't being honest about her money, and he wanted out. The offer was basically, drop the case and move on. I said yes, I wanted it done. Heather refused. She told him she wanted the judge to order me to pay. Court day came. I showed up early in a suit with a folder. Heather walked in late, dressed up, smiling. Her lawyer looked tense. When our case was called, the judge put our custody schedule on the record first. We both said 50-50. Then he put our financial statements side by side. He asked me about my income. I answered, then handed over my pay stubs. Then he turned to Heather. She said she had almost nothing, that she was between jobs, and that she needed support. The judge asked for proof, so her lawyer handed up the bank statements she submitted. The judge stared at them, then asked, "Why don't these dates match the statement periods?" Heather said it must be a printing mistake. The judge flipped pages again and pointed at amounts that looked rubbed and uneven. Then he asked what bank it was from. She named her bank, but the routing number on the page was from a different one. After that, the judge started doing the math out loud. He counted my rent and bills and what I already pay for our daughter. Then he asked Heather about money coming in. She mentioned unemployment benefits, but left out the child tax credits too. She also didn't mention that her new boyfriend was covering part of her rent. The judge asked about deposits in her account, and she stumbled. He asked about a side gig, and she tried to brush it off, but the deposits were right there. When he finished, he looked straight at her and said, "You're asking him for support, but you have about $400 more each month in available income." Her face dropped. Her lawyer actually facepalmed and started shuffling papers like he was looking for an exit. The judge's voice got cold. "Submitting altered or false documents to this court is a serious offense," he said. He asked Heather if she understood what perjury meant. Heather went pale and started talking fast about computer errors. Her lawyer cut in and said he wasn't aware anything was changed and asked to withdraw immediately. The judge didn't care. He said this case was a waste of court time and taxpayer money, and that people with real emergencies wait longer because of filings like this. Then he said, "Case dismissed with prejudice." He explained that meant it was over, and Heather couldn't file the same claim again. Heather sat there staring at the table. Her lawyer packed up like his bag was on fire. I closed my folder and stood up. Near the courthouse doors, Heather rushed up and hissed, "Are you happy now? You just cost me my lawyer." I kept my voice calm and said, "You cost yourself your lawyer."